I remember my speech. I'm so sorry. I remember that I was going live. And I think my hair looks cruddy, but I'm sorry. So this morning, as I mentioned, that I am depressed. I don't know why that had to come out so slow. I go out knowing I had to go to Walmart. So I go to Walmart. Excuse me, I just drank a bunch of Dr. Pepper and bubbles came up. I'm so sorry. But anyway, doing that and then getting out in public and then coming home, because that's all I did. Drove to Walmart and came home. I feel better. I really do. And it's true what they say. Mark my words, they are true. That when you go outside, you recharge. When you're in your house and you're surrounded by walls and a roof, you get no vitamins, you get no recharging, you get nothing. If you're depressed, you get more depressed by staying home. And how do I know? Well, I used to have major depression. I don't anymore. But this morning, I knew I was depressed. And I knew I had to get out. And I did. And I did feel better. I don't even feel depressed right now. So I think I'm going to start a new routine, as long as it stays warm, that is I think every day I'm going to go outside and read. I need to watch less TV. It's not a good thing to be doing. Just sitting there watching TV, doing nothing, having no life. I don't work anymore, so it's got really bad for me. And in my head, I've been saying quite a bit, I need to go outside and read. I need to go outside and read. And I don't know why I do. I have no excuse. I just don't do it for some odd reason. And I end up just staying in watching TV. The other day when I was up for 24 hours, I tried to read. And as I was reading, it wasn't even one page. As I was reading, I started realizing, oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. I'm getting so sleepy. I'm going to take advantage. I closed the book, laid down, and I couldn't sleep. And I didn't pick it back up. It's a very interesting book. It really is. It's called The Day After Roswell. I haven't got that far in it, but already what I'm reading is worth it. I said what they were talking about before. In this last page I read, they had some kind of material that looked like glass, but when they would wad it up, it would unfold and be wrinkle free. And they got that off of a UFO, or out of a UFO. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. That's really crazy. And it's supposed to be shiny, if I recall. I might be wrong on the shiny part. But they said it looked like glass or aluminum. Oh my God. Aluminum. The foil. I'm sorry. For those of you that don't know, I have mild cognitive impairment. Sometimes I stutter. Sometimes I can't think of words or put the wrong words in sentences where it doesn't make sense. I just stumble, struggle, whatever. Also, learning how to spell certain things are getting out of hand. I sit there and write a word, and I know damn well I know how to spell it. I'm just thinking to myself, I know this word, why can't I spell it? And I do end up misspelling it. And I feel kind of silly. I don't want to say stupid, because that's not what's going on. You always have to talk positive about yourself. And then spelling and something else. I can't remember. But forgetting words completely. Like I just did aluminum. I think I said it right that time. But some of you guys already know this. I've been doing this for a while. I'm sure you guys looked at, I never really, when I edit my videos, I don't notice that I do that. So for those of you who have seen my videos and seen where you're like, what the heck is she talking about? That's what's going on. I'm going to try to get disability. I might try in a day or two. I was supposed to do it today, but I think my body is still catching up on sleep. I slept till 11. And I took my original sleeping pills because I have to sleep. And so I did sleep. I slept good. I just slept late. I remember being a kid and I had thought, and I remember this plain as day. My mom would wake me up. In particular, this one place we went, I know I twisted that, sorry. We went to a gas station. And back then, when I was young, it was a gas station slash tire place slash oil change. It wasn't nothing like we have today. Um, but I was staring out the windows. It was early morning, and I was thinking, I wish that I could wake up early in the mornings and have longer days to view, to find, to oh, sorry, I was listening to a phone call that my ex is doing. But I wanted longer days, but I had insomnia when I was a kid. As far back as I can remember, I was a kid. And I felt guilty and bad. My mom called me lazy. Um, she would say, you stay up all night, so you sleep all day. And I remember thinking, I don't force myself to stay awake. Never have. And for her to call me lazy was very offending because I wasn't. I just could not sleep, and she didn't believe me. Every time I told her, she didn't believe me. But I remember thinking that so many times. I wish I could go to sleep early so I can wake up early and have all of this time during the day. And I really wanted that. It wasn't just like a silly little kid wanting something so silly. It's not like that. It was truly like that. Even back then, I think I was in depression. I cannot remember my feelings back then. But I was going through a lot in my life. A lot. Things I should not be going through. And so it was kind of traumatizing. And I think that's why my brain wouldn't shut off. I remember laying in bed one night and I watched I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched a little bit. And I remember going to bed asking for powers to get rid of my stepdad. And I promised I would not kill him or, I should say, unalive. Oops. And all I wanted to do was move him so far away that he cannot find his way back. And I would repeat this nightly. I promised I would not unalive. That was something that had to be said. And how I know that as a kid, I don't know. But it never happened, of course. But I remember praying for that. Up until 11, almost 12, it could have been even further with my second stepdad. I don't know if I ever did that. I don't know what it is about these men and women that come in new lives and have relationships that mistreat children so bad. And how they want to come in and be dad and punish and spank kids that are not theirs. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. And I don't know. Now, if it was like kids as real young, where that was the only father figure they had, and these men actually raised these children, I can understand the change, but it would still bother me. It really would bother me. I remember my oldest was like 3 or 4, and I was seeing this man who would just stare at her. He would just watch her and stare at her. And I'd watch him because I was always on alert because of my mom. And I remember looking at him, and I knew what his face was saying. He was wanting to do things to her, I assume. So I stopped sleeping with him in the bedroom with no mattress because we just moved in there. And we had got a couch and a love seat. And I had her get in the love seat, and I stayed on the couch in the living room. And he asked me why. And I said, it really hurts me to lay on the floor like that. It really didn't. But I had to say something. And I was going to protect her. And I did. And this man became violent. He was alcoholic. And one day I was leaving. I think I was trying to leave him. And I had her on my hip going downstairs. And he kicked me in my back. Thank goodness I had my hand on the rail and I held on tight. But yeah, I knew it was not a good situation. But I was going to protect my kid, and I did, and I will always do that. I've made mistakes as a parent. I think we all have. And I look back at those mistakes thinking, I don't know what I was thinking at that time of making that mistake. I have no excuses. But now, I've asked for forgiveness and even told my kids, I'm like, hey, when you're ready, I would like for you to accept my apology and maybe in time forgive me, but not now because you're not ready. Do not say I forgive you because it's something that I'm wanting. It is, but not immediately. They have to heal first and then say, I forgive you. My second daughter would say, it's okay. And I would look at her and I would say, no, it's not okay. And it wasn't. And it was nothing abusive. It was just that I screamed a lot. I grounded a lot. Um, it was just crazy things like that. There was no abuse. But it wasn't the way I wanted to raise my kids. I wanted everything calm and understanding and talking about things and less grounding and all that jazz. And it didn't always turn out that way. I did try, but it didn't stick. I was challenged quite a bit. And those challenges wore me down really bad, just wore me down. But change of thought, change of thought. Why didn't they sound right when I first said it? I hope you guys, excuse me, I hope you guys don't hold that against me. Back to what I was talking about. Let's just say that. Um, and gosh, I even know why I said that because I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh, maybe it's the depression. I think. Um, yeah, I'd recommend if you're depressed to go outside and sit for 30 minutes to an hour. And I promise you that when you come back in, you're going to feel better. And if you're able to, I know winter times is very difficult, but if you wanted to, you could do it every day. Take a book outside, sit on your porch. I got a gravity chair and read a book. You could do it at night, I would assume, but daytime is better because the sun projects energy toward Earth, and that energy also affects us in good ways. I still, I crave to start a garden. I was looking at meat in the fridge today, and I've got to the point where I'm looking at this meat thinking, I don't want to eat meat anymore. But living with my ex, he eats meat. And he doesn't get a lot of veggies. He gets very little. And I don't want to get into his veggies, which is ours, but he's paying for them. I don't want to get these veggies and eat them all. And then he's like, where's the veggies? I need some with my meat. I don't want to ask him for extras either. It's just something that I have to deal with for now. But when I get my place, at some point, I want a garden. I want a huge garden. And what I'm going to do with that garden is do a, what do you call it? Like a stand or something with shelves. Put all of this extra vegetables on these stands for free. But I'm hoping that the people come to it is not abusing the system, because my point in doing that is I want to feed the people who can't feed themselves. And I want to do a petting farm of horses, chickens, lambs, sheep. I like sheep. I might do sheep, llamas. I want to do it all. I want to have a farm. And I want it for the people to come out and pet these animals. Animals are so loving, so therapeutic. They love everything, and they love everything during good and bad. They still love. And I would love the people to come out and just be with these animals. It's very therapeutic. Therapeutic. I am sorry. I feel like I have to say I'm sorry with every word I'm having a difficult time with. It's kind of embarrassing, but I want to help other people going through this also. That's one reason why I'm doing more lives than anything, because it got to the point where I edited things that I would edit those out, but I don't want to do that anymore. Um, I want somebody to look at my videos and think I'm doing exactly what she's doing. I need to go seek a doctor who can diagnose whatever I'm going through. I truly do believe that I have more than mild to moderate cognitive impairment. I really think it's way up there. I felt rushed through that appointment, and I feel that he would not hear me out. I feel like he didn't want to believe what I had to say. He just only wanted to believe his diagnosis, and that is it. I really do feel there's more going on. I just don't know what it is. And I asked my doctor to send me somewhere else for a second opinion, and she said she would, but the other place is like 18-month wait list. And I'm like, I don't want to wait that long. I'm in fear of whatever I'm going through is pretty bad. And I'm supposed to be taking medicine to slow it down, but I'm not. He said he wasn't going to diagnose me with dementia until he finds out whether my sleeping pill, getting off of it, is going to help or not help. And that's going to be 6 months to a year. But he says if that doesn't work, then I'm going to diagnose you with dementia. And I told him, I'm 55. That's so young. And it is, it's young. He agreed. He's like, yeah, you are young. And he said, but I just diagnosed somebody today at 47 years old with dementia or Alzheimer's. I can't remember. It was one or the other. And I can't help but think it is our food. It is our atmosphere that's affecting us in this way. Did you ever hear your parents or grandparents talk about people with dementia and Alzheimer's and memory loss? I don't think so. The first time I ever heard dementia or Alzheimer's, whichever Ronald Reagan had the president, he was the first one. And maybe it was just me being a kid that didn't listen. I was restricted from the TV, and so I didn't watch a lot of it. Well, I'm just having flashbacks of my past. It was so bad. I don't know how I went through that and didn't report them. I felt like I was protecting my mom. I felt like he wouldn't unalive her if I was there. And that's the only reason why I was there. I felt I was her protector. And I was wrong. I should have told the police what was going on. If I did, she wouldn't have been with that stepdad, my stepdad. They would arrest him and kept him. But then she would just find somebody else, like she did after this stepdad. She met another stepdad for me. They never married, but they were together 6 or 9 years. And that didn't go well either. And she would always find somebody like that, no matter if they disappeared or if they passed over, whatever. She'd find another one. That's all she ever did. I remember being 4. And we went somewhere, I want to say it was like car insurance or something. And It was cold. And I remember I had these red gloves on that had little balls around the base of it. Would that be the base of it? Anyway, I remember going up there, and at 4 years old, I started thinking, she's going to have sex with this guy. And we go upstairs where this man was, and I think she said, we're going there for insurance for the car. I can't remember. And we both sat down, and I remember her saying, I'm going to go in the back with him. I want you to stay out here. And I thought that was weird. And I said, oh, okay. And then she went back there. And I remember thinking from that point to today that they actually did have sex in the back. And that traumatized me. It upset me that she didn't take me back there with her, not to get involved with that. It was just like, she always pushed me away in every way possible. She always pushed me through bad things. I don't know why I'm even talking about her today. I don't have a clue. But my hair's straight. I straightened it when I almost said when I hung up with you guys. When I disconnected, I straightened it because I had to go to Walmart. I hate my wavy hair. It's not curly, it's wavy. I wish it was curly. It'll, I don't know. Curling it with a hot iron to curl it, it doesn't stay. They fall. A straightener, it stays straight. No big deal. When it gets long again, there's this new thing that everybody's doing, females, I should say. They put this spongy thing around their head and they twist their hair around it and sleep like that. I wonder if that kind of curl would stay. We'll have to find out. I'm sure you will know. So, ladies and gentlemen, my dear star family, I am going to end this here. I love you guys so much. And again, I'm going to send everybody love, light, and peace. Bye.